Welcome back, everybody, to the
Yeah, because no one cares podcast. That is what we're definitely doing right now. For
Yes.
sure. 100%.
Yeah.
Yep, we're here and present and mentally stable and ready to talk.
That's stretching the word a little bit.
Yes, cohesive humans we are.
I'm your first host, Adam, and this is my other host, buddy Jared.
Yep, how's it going?
And we talk about the shit that no one else cares about because we do. And I like to think other people kind of do as well.
Maybe. But who cares? Nobody cares. Hey.
Wheel of random. Turn. Tell us the bullshit that we should be talking about today and having deep discussions.
Oh, nice.
Theater.
That's a fun topic. So, did you ever take any theater?
So, number one, like, oddly enough, as a kid, I actually liked theater.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I went to, like, a couple of high school plays, and we took a field trip to one play about, I believe it was a play about Pinocchio.
Okay.
I don't remember where it was. I knew it was a school trip just because we took the bus to wherever it was being held at.
Okay.
And, like, I remember getting to high school, and that being one of the very first things I was actually excited to get into when I had the chance. And then I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did get to go into the theater class.
Okay.
After they stopped doing theater.
Oh, no.
So I went to a theater class, in which case they held no theater plays at all.
Ugh.
And the theater class that I had attended wasn't even really a good theater class.
Aww.
It was literally, we read out of the book and did the most bare of bare basics.
So,
which I understand is a stepping stone. Like, it is necessary to know the basics and whatnot. But it's kind of one of those things of, entertainment was something that I wanted to go into just from the... Even as a kid.
And so you
I didn't know that's
Yeah.
what I wanted, but it was something that always held my interest.
Right.
So I kind of already knew about a lot of the stuff that the
Yeah.
books were talking about.
You didn't want a bare minimum theater class.
I wanted a theater class that actually let us do theater.
Yeah.
The costumes,
Plays,
the actual going up on stage,
Like maybe
doing the play.
even exercise, some improv, something. You
Yeah,
know?
stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
I would have loved. That's what I was looking forward to, and I got none of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the biggest disappointment to me. And
yeah.
so like I still had fun. Like it was fun enough, but it was just kind of deflating
Oh yeah.
a bit because I was expecting to go into this and try and show off what I could actually do and like of course make myself look like the court jester. Only to find out that not gonna happen.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, so for me, this wasn't really for college, but it's kind of funny, in high school, theater and drama and acting wasn't anywhere on my radar. I was kind of the jock kid in both high school and junior high. You know, I played football for the local high school and junior high team. But at the same time, I was still definitely a nerd, but like theater and drama and all that stuff just wasn't on my radar. But I was friends, you know, it's kind of funny because this may have been subconsciously, but I was friends and pretty close to a lot of people who were in the local or the drama class that was in high school. So my senior year in high school, I was friends and close with a bunch of people who are not jocks and who are not athletes, but you know, I was friends with them, and they recruited me, and they asked the drama teacher and everything if they could take me in, and so I got pretty much pulled in and recruited to the senior play that we did in high school. It was I'm trying to remember. It was the SS something. Was it the SS? No, I don't remember what the play was called, but it was SS and it was a ship. But the whole idea, the play was, there was this sailor blue collar guy who ran this ship, and he got mixed up with this noble, apparently. Like that was the whole thing, and I was the noble. I played the noble character who got mixed up, and now I was on this the ship trying to man this crew, and I didn't know what was going on. That was my part. And it was fun, and I actually, like, the theater teacher, she actually taught a little bit of choreographing and that sort of thing, so I learned some things that I didn't even knew I wanted to know. And now the thing is, I don't know about you, but like current day, I wish I had more theater experience. I wish I knew more about the nuances and the techniques and everything about it, and mainly for me, it's because of D&D, like being a dungeon master and that sort of thing, because I would love to be able to, display theatrics a little bit more whenever I'm presenting. So that's definitely, like, I would love to have been more able to actually go and audition for plays or actually be in plays. Yeah, I would love that too.
There's specifically like 3 plays that I can think of just off the top of my head that if I ever had a chance to apply for any one of these, I would want to try and do it in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Well, the first one being the Green Day American Idiot Broadway musical.
Okay.
When I first found out that they were doing a Broadway musical over the American Idiot Green Day album,
okay,
I was floored because number one, it was Green Day.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the hell do you take a punk album and turn it into a musical?
I've never heard of that until you mentioned it, so I don't know anything about it.
Then, and of course, since it was Green Day, I kept it in my radar. And I would see little videos and clips of it on TV and whatnot. And then I actually kept seeing all the clips of it. I'm like, this actually looks like a play I would like to watch.
Yep.
And then because one day I actually on my Spotify, of course, I you can find the Broadway album on Spotify.
Okay.
And I listened to it, and it's like, oh yeah, I would have loved to have been a part of this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a huge Green Day fan. Of all the bands I listen to, Green Day is more often than not the one band who I can listen to and just be able to chill. I can listen to Green Day and chill and bop along and have a good time.
Yep.
The second play that I would do in an absolute heartbeat, the Beetlejuice musical.
Oh God, yes.
I would fucking love to be in a Beetlejuice musical.
Amazing.
And I would just be floored if I had a chance to play the Beetlejuice himself.
Oh yeah.
Just because I fucking love the movie. The movie with Michael Keaton was amazing.
It was amazing, and a lot of people think, and I tend to agree with this, that the actual the Beetlejuice play that they put on now is even better than the movie, and I tend to agree. It's really really good.
When I found out that they were doing a musical for it, it was again one of those moments of, they're doing why why, and
without spoiling anything, they take into account the fact that Beetlejuice can possess people, that comes into play a lot in the play. And it's
really fun parts.
Yeah, exactly. It's really good. And you said there's a third one as well?
Yeah, the third one the third one's kind of tied with 2.
Okay.
Just because, like, I enjoy both of these.
I'm curious if it's one I'm thinking of, but you go ahead. I'm thinking of one.
A tie for the 2 is the Nightmare Before Christmas Broadway play that they created, and then the Wedding Singer Broadway.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You told me offline about the Wedding Singer thing, but yeah. I knew nothing about that or the Green Day thing until you put it on my radar.
Yeah, I would love to be. So I guess technically 4. I would love to be able to do any one of those.
Yeah.
4 plays, and like even if it wasn't any of those 4, I would still just like to be in another theater production.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
I've been in one. I have been in one theater play before.
Oh yeah.
I got to play and be a part of Frankenstein.
Oh, okay, cool.
The way I found out about it, oddly enough, what the hell is the name of that site? 360 Casting.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
I think it was something like 360 Casting.
Okay.
Basically, it was a website that you can apply to, and it'll give you like things and let you know that there's auditions for this specific thing.
Okay.
Like it'll have auditions for model jobs, voice acting jobs, if a movie is asking for background actors.
Yeah.
And different stuff like that. That's basically what 360 Casting was.
Okay.
And I decided to bite the bullet and try applying for it. Sadly, never got much out of it because I couldn't afford to keep paying for it.
Right.
Because it was one of those things where it wasn't actually a talent agency as much as it was like, we'll help you find stuff, but you need to pay us in order to keep a subscription.
So it was,
and it was
kind
a $60
of
prescription.
subscription. Jeez, a month?
Yeah,
Jeez.
$60 a month, and yeah, after
they better be really fucking good at what they do.
Trial was done, I was like,
nah.
Yeah, I would
out.
love to keep this, but I can't.
All right, I'm gonna head out. Yeah, no, that doesn't seem worth it. $60 a month for a website to maybe or maybe not, find work for you.
Yeah, I mean nowadays it's a little easier because there's stuff like Fiverr and other freelance sites and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
and also like these days, there's YouTube and streaming, and so you can just literally put your acting out there to the world on video and like kind of come up with your own performances and show things, and that can be your resume to somebody. Like a lot of times you just put yourself out there, putting on a little skit yourself or something, and then other people can find you that way.
Yeah. But so I basically found the audition for the Frankenstein play through that.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so like I said, I bit the bullet and I went to audition.
Okay.
And I had auditioned for like a couple of different people. I auditioned for the main role, which was Victor Frankenstein.
Oh, okay.
Did I audition? No, I didn't audition for the monster.
Oh.
Like I can do a good monster voice, but looking at me, I'm not very monster-esque.
Well, hey, if they have a costume or props, that you just add that, and then there you're good. A monster costume plus your voice, that would be an amazing monster. I'm just saying. That'd be great.
But I also, and there were a couple of other smaller roles that I applied for as well. I was just trying to branch out.
You just wanted to be a part of the play.
I kind of wanted to to be a part of the play because it was Frankenstein. I love the whole gothic aesthetic. Thank you.
There you
go. Gothic
aesthetic. You would maybe like Bloodborne, the game on PS4.
Okay.
That's a very gothic aesthetic.
Yes. I do like Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I like the art style.
Yeah.
I will never play the game.
Because of the gameplay.
Yes.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Dark Souls games are games I think are very
my
pretty.
gosh.
They are very beautifully designed. I will never
man.
play them.
What I would love to do sometime, like maybe you drink or something, but just let me, because I can just mow through Bloodborne, and I just want to hear your commentary on like the shit that's happening in
Oh,
Bloodborne.
that I would do in a heartbeat.
That would be amazing, because
I would
they're
do that in a heartbeat.
because another thing the game does very good at, there are these really creepy scenes. Like sometimes you'll go through this room, and whether you have a lantern or a torch, because you can have a lantern or a torch for light sources, but they will just immediately be snuffed out. And so all of a sudden you're just in this dark room, and now there are these like werewolves and eldritch creatures that are popping up and attacking you in the fucking dark. Like, yeah, that shit is scary. And it's like they may do something, or their eyes might light up, and you will see just for a hot second like them in the dark, but then they're just on you, and it's it's there's some scary shit in the game.
That would be
like
one of those
that.
high stress situations that my paranoia would be like,
Yes, we should just drink one night, and I'll play through it, and with your commentary, and maybe we could do a podcast on that. That'd be amazing.
that we could just
Because I played the game so many times, I can just go through it, and it would be great.
Straight up like YouTube video, that shit.
Damn, yes, that'd be amazing.
But yeah, so the part I ended up getting in the Frankenstein play was one of the grave robbers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
cool.
was the brains of the outfit for the two guys who were providing Victor with the body parts for his monster, basically.
Right. Okay.
And I of course had my repertoire of voices that I was doing for the bits.
Yeah.
I think for Victor, I did a bit of a almost English type of gentleman accent.
Oh, yep.
Even though technically Frankenstein wasn't based in England, it was actually based in Sweden.
It was based in where?
Sweden, actually.
Sweden. I thought it was London.
No.
Why did I think it was London?
Well, most people tend to associate it with London, just because London does have a much more gothic scenery and locations than what Sweden is known for.
Yeah, so like Bloodborne is not like literally London, but the entire, like, they call it Yarnum and Old Yarnum. It is very heavily inspired by London. Like, they have the big
you can tell that
tower and everything.
I could tell that just from the freaking game cover.
Yeah, if you know anything about Bloodborne, it's like, yeah, this is a very like London Gothic setting.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
insanely.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a voice I did for Victor.
Yeah.
And then the dude I got, I think my character's name was Hans. I think.
Okay.
And he had a bit of
Oh,
talking with
nice.
the way that he portrayed himself. Because he was down and dirty, and he had the tendency of doing whatever it could to get the coin that he needed. He didn't care what it was.
Did they let you have a shovel prop during
yes.
your scenes? You had a shovel for a prop. Nice. Good.
Though at the same time, like I said, I was the character that provided Victor with his body parts.
Yeah.
But I had other scenes as well.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I was in like this in the play that we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was basically the second opening character.
Oh, okay.
Basically, my whole entrance was coming from a trapdoor underneath the stage, popping up, looking around, and jumping up onto the stage, and the guy who is helping me mess with the bodies, I'm having him help me bring a body out from the grave.
Ooh.
That's my introduction, is I crawl out of somebody's grave.
Oh my god.
And then we both haul a body out.
Yeah, wow.
My character, and by the way, this character is an absolute dick. I was not a good person.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I treated my buddy like shit.
Uh-huh.
Because there was at the point where he's like...
I mean, you're a grave... I mean, it kind of makes sense.
It's kind of the thing of, like, when... After we got done talking to Victor in the play, we were supposed to meet him at the specific location at his castle.
Yeah.
And at one point, my friend is looking at me like, "Hey, are you gonna help me with the body?" What? No, I got all this. Just do it.
Yeah, do it. We're waiting on you.
I ain't got time for this.
Yeah, I already have my job. Now do yours. Yeah.
And then the second bit was I actually walk into his castle just completely unannounced.
Damn.
While he's talking to his royalty father and all this whatnot. And I just step in.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Lord Frankenstein. I believe there's some matters that we need to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
And then the very last scene that my death scene, because
Yeah.
in Frankenstein everyone fucking dies.
Everybody fucking dies.
Everybody dies.
Yeah. And a lot of it's like kills from the monster, right? The monster wakes up and kind of like kills some people.
Kinda.
Yeah.
But
It
not
was
all
was
of
your
them
was
are
your
on
death from the
purpose.
monster?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Basically, what would end up happening was the monster basically, after fleeing from Frankenstein,
Yeah.
would go and find this blind man out in the woods in a cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, this is the blind man, so he can't see him.
Mm-hmm.
And so, him and the monster kind of become buddies.
Yeah.
And the blind man basically teaches him how to read and speak. And all
Yeah.
this whatnot.
In the books, that was my favorite part, was the monster just having this existential intelligence and just like questioning everything and questioning life and being more intelligent and philosophical than most living people. Like that in the book, that was my favorite part of the whole book.
Yeah. And so this is where my character gets his reintroduction.
Okay.
In the sense of me and my buddy are going to go rob the blind guy.
Well, you don't need his eyes, so maybe his other body
I'm
parts.
basically keeping the guy busy while my buddy is trying to rob the guy.
Yeah.
He accidentally drops one of the pots, and I'm just like, fucking.
Oh, like that wasn't supposed to happen in the play. That could be like a
no,
nice.
that's what was supposed to happen.
It was supposed to happen. Okay.
Yeah, it was supposed to happen. Just it was one of those things that he was trying to sneak away while robbing the guy. While
I
kept him
see. But he
busy,
accidentally drops the pot, and
which alerts the blind guy. I'm being robbed.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have to kill the blind guy because he
yes.
knows? Yeah. You're the one that gets to kill him.
I get to strangle him to death
Oh, nice.
with his own scarf.
Wow.
With the blind man's own scarf, I strangle him to death.
Damn. Do you immediately steal the scarf afterward?
Oh yes.
Perfect.
And then of course, Monster comes back from gathering firewood, and he sees this, and I end up getting killed by the monster.
So the monster, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, is the monster mad and upset because y'all just murdered his friend? Is that what the whole thing is?
More or less.
Yeah, because you said he the blind guy and the monster kind of became friends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it was kind of like he didn't truly understand what had happened.
The monster did.
Yeah, the monster didn't truly understand what had
The
happened.
monster, at this point, doesn't fully understand what he is and everything, too, right? Yeah.
But yeah, so I end up getting killed by the monster.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was fun.
What about your buddy who failed to sneak away with the pot? Did he get killed too? Or
yes.
is that hard to remember? Okay, he got killed too.
Yeah, he died too.
Okay.
And there's still one part that I remember out of like all the times that we performed it, because I think we performed this play like a week straight.
Oh, okay.
Like it was a week straight of us performing this play.
Yeah.
And I loved every single minute of it.
Oh yeah.
I was
Sounds
having
awesome.
a blast. I
Yeah.
had so much fun doing this.
And you got paid a little bit? for
No.
it? You didn't get paid.
I
Okay.
sadly, this wasn't a paying
Well,
gig.
but honestly, this was just, you said you just wanted to be a part of it. You just wanted in on
like,
it. So
would
yeah.
it have been nice to have gotten paid? Hell yeah, I would have
Yeah.
loved to have gotten paid.
But I mean, you got to be a part of it.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
and
that's
that
great.
was my biggest thing. It's just I loved being a part of the play.
Yeah, that's great.
But one of my favorite bits was, and this part always this is this part that I always think back on. And it was the end of the play, and they were just doing like a meet and greet of the cast and audience. And the audience was leaving the theater, and they were like all them shaking our hands and saying, "Good job, we really enjoyed it."
Yeah.
And there was this one lady who she came up to me and said, "Oh, hi. I want you to know that I'm saying this with as much love as I can, but I was so glad when your character died."
See, okay, that means you did a good job. I hope you realize
yes,
that.
I know that.
Yeah.
I realized at the moment she said it, and it was one of those things of I was so mad when your character came back, but then you died. I was like, oh yeah, no, it's great. I love that you hated it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like the audience is like, it's a mixed feeling because it's like the monster is murdering people, but at the same time, it's like, okay, these are a couple of douchebags that kind of deserved it, you know? It's kind of one of those mixed things where it's like, oh, the monster's killing everybody, but yeah, okay, these two deserve it. Okay, this is fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And like again, I almost went to audition for the next play that they were going to do, which was going to be an Addams Family musical.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to audition for that, like,
yeah,
so insanely. I wanted to go there, but at that time, I had lost my job at that point in time, which was a maintenance guy for the hotels.
Yeah.
Here where we live. And
so your main priority was finding work, at the time.
Sadly, because I couldn't afford to get.
Yeah.
Because to go from where we live to Eldo is like a 45 or so minute drive back and forth, and like gas was not my friend.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
No,
like especially when you're looking for work, you got
and like I would still to this day love to go audition for another play. It's just at this point in time, I don't got the time.
Yeah. Did you ever see the play? And this has made so many waves across all countries and everything, especially the United States. But so if there's any listeners to the podcast right now who's familiar, y'all have to leave comments and tell us what you think. But did you ever see the play Hamilton? Did you ever see Hamilton?
No.
Okay. I haven't either, and I want to see it. But apparently it's just made waves. Like the creator and the director of Hamilton, I can't remember who he is, but apparently he did a really good job, and it's just like this big eye-opening thing where it's like, whoa, did that really happen? And yes, it really happened.
Yeah, like I know of the play, and I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Especially when it came out on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But I never actually
I haven't seen it
watched
either.
it or anything.
I want to. It's near the top of things I want to see because I keep hearing it's really, 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 really good. Like one of the better. It's in the later years has been one of the more popular plays.
I do know that Team 4-Star, the people who did Dragon Ball Z Abridged, they also did the Hellsing Abridged.
Yeah,
and they actually did a parody of a Hamilton song.
Oh shit! Okay.
Alexander Hamilton.
Hamilton.
That whole song where it's like Alexander Hamilton. Instead, they play off the Hellsing character Alexander Anderson.
Oh, okay. So they did like a Hamilton parody song for him. That's hilarious.
It was amazing because they had all the people who were voicing the characters on the Abridged series singing the song, and it was just hilarious. I loved it.
Yeah. When you have a passion for something, it doesn't matter if you just want to be a part of it. It's almost like there's a lot of people in theater who are happy to work backstage and that sort of thing just because they just want to be there and be with it,
There was actually a point before the whole Frankenstein thing.
Yeah.
The local college here has their little theater group.
Right.
And I remember I was working at Walmart still at this point, and my wife was going to college still. Mm-hmm. There was a point where they were having I don't know how widespread this particular musical is, but the Seussical musical.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
It's basically Dr. Seuss musical.
Okay.
It's a musical about with Dr. Seuss characters.
Right.
And they were holding auditions for it, and my wife actually audition for it, and I was just joking with her and the one this one guy that we were friends with. We still are friends with him, but I was joking with him because, of course, the Grinch is Dr. Seuss character.
Yeah.
And Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I don't care who the hell you are. That's the superior one.
I have to
Y'all can
agree.
hate me as much as you want. Y'all can flame me all you want.
No, it's so good.
But I don't care. The Jim Carrey Grinch is one of the best Grinches.
It is.
Now, that being
I
said,
agree.
the Benedict Cumberbatch one was really good too.
Wait, there's a Benedict Cumberbatch Grinch?
Yeah. It's
What?
the new animated one.
I didn't know there was a new animated
Yeah,
one.
there was
my
a new
God.
animated one made by Illumination.
Oh my! I have to
the
see
big-
that. I wasn't aware of it. I didn't know.
Really?
Yeah, really. New animated Grinch with Benedict Cumberbatch. I've never heard
Benedict
of
Cumberbatch
this.
plays the Grinch.
Holy shit! I have to see this. I wasn't aware.
I
of
mean,
that.
we have the DVD.
Dude, yeah, we gotta watch that at some point. I have to see that.
Okay.
I didn't know that because I'm okay. What made me a fan of Benedict Cumberbatch? It was the BBC Sherlock, because he is so good as Sherlock in that. Like he's hyper intelligent. He's condescending. But he's this badass independent detective. You know, and he talks about the art of deduction, and just like the way they portray him as Sherlock in that show is so good. And also he's really good as Doctor Strange too. Like he's a great Doctor Strange.
In complete honesty, Doctor Strange was my known exposure to him. If I had seen him in anything else, I wasn't unaware of it.
And hilariously, so in Doctor Strange, he kind of puts on a pseudo-American accent as Doctor Strange, kind of. His accent, he changes his accent as Doctor Strange versus his natural accent, you know, because...
Okay, that's... Okay.
Because where he's from.
This actually kind of... This still technically hits in a theater aspect.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he is...
But
he's a
one of the
theater
most
guy.
hilarious things to me, and there are multiple cases of this. Anyone from the UK, they can put on a freaking amazing American accent.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like, more often than not, English actors will put on a better American accent than Americans.
True. Also the guy who plays Rick Grimes from Walking Dead, he's from the UK. You didn't know that? Dude, no, yeah, watch him in an interview. He is very UK. He is very British. I'm trying to remember something Abrams, whatever his name is, the guy who plays Rick Grimes.
Gabe Abrams?
No. I can't remember what his actor name is, but he's the guy who plays Rick Grimes in The Walking Dead. He is from the UK, and yeah, what you just said, he is like, I would put him as like Andrew Lincoln. That's it. Andrew Lincoln. He is from the UK, and he has a very, I don't know if he's British, Scottish, or what, but he has a very like English accent.
Jeez. Okay.
So yeah, as per what you just said, I would put him as maybe the prime example.
Him and Hugh Laurie.
Yeah,
the guy who plays House.
Who plays House? Yes. Yeah, that's another very good example.
I didn't know he was British for the longest time.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was British because I only ever knew him as House.
Oh, another good one, Idris Elba. Did you know he's from the UK? He's very UK. Yes.
Okay.
He is very.
Okay.
Not only that, but Idris Elba. One of his first roles, because he did an interview and he talked about how through the first half of filming, whatever movie it was, I can't remember, one of his first gigs he got in Americas, he faked to the director that he was American. So that the movie production would keep using him. So Idris Elba is also from the UK.
Okay.
Fun fact.
I feel like I kind of caught that.
Yeah.
In a couple of the performances that I've seen him in.
Yeah.
There's a very obvious two-way thing when it comes to English people doing American accents.
Yeah.
And American people doing English accents.
Right.
Because you will talk to any actual English person.
Yeah.
And they will go and watch a TV show or something where an American is doing an English accent. And like,
yeah.
All right, that ain't right at all.
It's so much harder for somebody from the good old USA, America, to put on a proper English accent. It's not right. It doesn't sound right. We're obviously faking it.
Oh,
whereas the people from the UK, all they have to do is just downgrade a little bit. They just have to like be less of a person. And now they're doing a very good American accent.
They basically just gotta dumb down their words.
Yes, they
That's
have to.
literally it. For
They just
English
have to knock
people-
themselves down a notch or two.
For English people to have an American accent, they just gotta dumb down their language.
Yes, it's like we just got to downgrade a little bit, and now we're American. To all of our UK listeners, you know I'm right. Come on.
Back on the whole Grinch thing.
Yeah.
I was joking with them when they were talking about the whole Seussical musical thing,
Yeah.
and I was like, I would love to just go play the Grinch. Because at that time, I was still fresh on Jim Carrey Grinch.
Oh God, yes.
And I had the Grinch song on my Spotify list.
Yeah.
And I would, for the longest time, until to this day, I probably still would just belt the Grinch, the Jim Carrey Grinch song in my car and be singing to it.
Also, okay, I just want to throw out real quick what I love about the Jim Carrey Grinch movie is how they portrayed and told the story of the Who's and Whoville, and how like that whole story and everything they did that way better than any other iteration. Like it was really good because now when the Grinch comes in and is introduced, now you see why he's so bitter and pissed and why the Who's look at him the way they do. You know, like they did like, such a good job of that.
Like, okay, I've seen all 3 versions of the Grinch.
Mm-hmm.
I
haven't seen the Benedict Cumberbatch. I've got to watch that one. Yeah, I've seen the other 2.
Dude, the Benedict Cumberbatch one is so wholesome.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Wholesome. Oh God, I can't wait.
But I've seen all 3 versions.
Yeah.
The first original, like 19 whatever animated one.
I just real quick. To me, the best part of that one is the narrator.
Yes.
Best part.
Like
hands down.
Easily, that's the best part of the whole.
That's the reason to watch
the
that
man
one.
who speaks
yes,
with a deep baritone voice.
You're a mean one, Mr.
You're
Grinch.
a mean one.
Ah, oh, so good.
Mr. Grinch.
Like his voice is the reason to watch that one.
You really are a heel.
I can't do it very well right now because my freaking allergies are going all over.
Good enough. You got lower than I can get. I can't get that low.
This is gonna sound hilarious. I used to hate musicals. Like I hated musicals. I found them to be the most annoying source of theater to ever exist.
I've got a funny story about that, by the way. You finish first, and I have a funny story.
Like, it actually wasn't until I started going into actual like theater that I was like, okay, I guess I can kind of appreciate the musicals a bit better, as long as it's a musical that there's a rhyme behind the reason.
Yeah.
Or a reason behind the rhyme.
Method to the madness. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if it's just okay. I guess an example I could put would be Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Where all the songs at the very least have a lead up.
They have a lead up and they're actually entertaining. They're actually good. They're entertaining.
Good. They're entertaining. There's a lead up to it, and there's an actual point to the song.
Yep.
Versus High School Musical.
Yeah. Or
where
just
there's
random
a king song for no reason. And the song is only maybe okay. Depending on who's singing it and what song it is. That was like my biggest thing with musicals, especially Disney musicals.
Yeah.
No offense.
Oh no, yeah, yeah.
But like that was always my biggest thing was like,
what's the point of this?
Musicals for like Disney or for cartoon shows, or especially kid shows.
Fire.
There would be
Fire.
a musical
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
for everything.
Oh yeah.
Every
5 minutes.
Every
is a
5
song.
minutes, it was a goddamn song, and it would be like nothing consequential at all. It would literally be like, "Oh, stop it, toe! Ah, he's stuck, he's tough."
Do we really need a song for this? Yeah.
Why is there a song?
Yeah.
That's like one of the reasons why Entangled.
Oh, yeah.
Flynn is one of my favorite characters, just because he's the only one who questions. Why are we all singing?
Why are we singing? Stop singing, please. Yeah.
Sorry, fellas. I don't sing.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. But it's kind of funny. When I was in junior high, what grade was I in? It was like 7th or 8th grade, something like that. Our junior high coach had to, like, I guess they were short on faculty staff or something this day, but one of the junior high football coaches or whatever had to substitute in on a music class one day because the music teacher wasn't there, and so they just brought this dude in who straight up, this wasn't like, oh, does this guy maybe have a little background in music, does he know something about music? No, like, this guy didn't know anything about music or anything, and they just brought him in because they needed someone there for the kids that day. And this guy, I'll never forget, he went on this tirade, pretty much what you just did, about how pretty much all musicals are pointless and he hates them because there's no point in it. Like, why would you just be walking along and then all of a sudden burst into song for no reason? It was hilarious. And like, it's kind of funny because his take on that was pretty much more educational than anything else we learned in music. It's like, look, musicals are not realistic because people just don't burst into song randomly. That's not how the real world works. So I remember that distinctly.
It might not be it might not be so much they burst into song for a reason, but I do argue that there are people who will burst into song for no reason.
Yeah. He specifically used the movie The Sound of Music because I think he just put on The Sound of Music for us to watch that day, and he was like, just so y'all know, I hate this and here's why. So, yeah, but I'll never forget that. Just this coach comes in and he's like, all right, y'all pansies, listen up.
I'm actually sitting here thinking about it. I've never seen The Sound of Music.
Really?
I've never once actually and watched The Sound of Music.
That was like the music that was the movie that launched musicals, like in movie form.
I'm aware
that was
of how
the premiere.
It is.
Yeah,
I'm aware of its influence.
You just never seen it.
I've just never sat and watched it.
To be honest, you're not missing much. I mean, like, I thought it was okay. A musical that I actually really enjoyed. Like, okay, I have mixed feelings about this movie, but there's a movie called La La Land.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I've seen La La Land twice, and I have mixed feelings about it because I love the music in La La Land. Like, the music and the choreographed and everything, it's very, very good. It's very entertaining, and it's like, some of it is much ado about nothing, I'll admit that, but it's so good and so entertaining and so catchy that, like, you kind of give it a pass. It's like, okay, because like later on in the movie, like 10 minutes later, it's like the thing they just sung about doesn't even matter now. Like, it's like, okay, we're past that now. Sure. But still, like, the songs are very, very good. The reason I have mixed feelings about La La Land is, so the main actors in it, they're Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, and I like Emma Stone as an actress. I am not a fan of Ryan Gosling as an actor. Like, I think he's just kind of a bad, like, I don't know. And I thought the story and the of La La Land and the acting by Ryan Gosling was kind of garbage. The songs he did were great. The songs that he was involved in, the piano solos from the whole jazz point of view of his in the movie, but it's like his acting didn't make me believe, because his character in La La Land, he wants to preserve jazz, and he thinks jazz is like a lost art form, and everybody in like Los Angeles and Hollywood are kind of leaving it behind, and they need to go back to their roots, and he wants to display why jazz is such a good art form of music, and so like he's trying to preserve it. But the way his character was portrayed, like, I didn't believe him for a second. It's like, yeah, you're just reading your lines here, and you're not into this at all. But that's how I felt. So that's why I have sort of mixed feelings. Because God, the songs and the music in La La Land were so good. Like I still remember them, and I still like play them on a playlist to this day. They were so good.
One musical that I can think of that at the time when I would watch it, I found it to be one of the most annoying movies ever. Mm-hmm. To add on to my original hate of musicals, I used to hate Nightmare Before Christmas too.
Really?
I used to hate it. Ugh. Because of the whole musical aspect of it.
Oh, okay.
Until like I actually sat down and watched it, and
you put the context together. It's like,
I finally put the context together.
He's singing, "What's this?
I was
What's
watching
this?"
it,
because he's never seen Christmas
with
before.
An actual open mind,
right.
I guess you could say. I didn't categorize it with all the other musicals that I had associated all musicals with.
Yeah. Like when Jack discovers Christmas and snow and everything. Yes, that song was perfect for that. Because it's like he didn't know what the he was looking at. Like it made sense.
Yeah,
it's good.
It was a contextually right song.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to say, so theater is really cool. Theater is great. Yeah.
Because, I mean, again.
Definitely.
It was
totally.
a theater play. It was a musical, which.
Yeah, theater is
great. In a lot of senses, is theater.
Theater's great. Yeah, sadly, so my big thing with theater is, as a DM, it's such a huge tool. Because it's like, as a DM, you want to present a fun story and narrative to the players that they're experiencing and everything. And so that's why I think theater's a big deal, and I would like to learn more.
I would
great.
Just love to be able to do more of it.
Mm-hmm,
I would love to be able to go do another play, because like I said, when I was in the Frankenstein play, I had the time of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of sucked at times when I couldn't wish the kids good night or be there to tuck them in with my wife and whatnot. But we only had our oldest.
Your first, yeah.
We had our oldest alone at that point. Like my middle child and my youngest weren't born yet. Or no, yeah, you were pregnant with our second kid.
Yeah.
So I
pregnant at that point. So
it was a little rough. But I mean, I can't sit here and lie and not say that I didn't enjoy it just because I was getting to do something that I've wanted to do for years.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, so Critical Role, all of them, it's basically a big theater thing that they do whenever they sit down and run it. Like, it is a D&D game, but it's more focused on the theater aspect of it. Because it's like the players stay in character. Like, that's a whole thing. Like, they try to stay in character the whole time as much as they can.
Aside from Sam Riegel.
Well, yeah,
I mean, Sam Riegel stays in character
even when he's not in character, though.
Matt
I was going to say, even when he's not in character, he's just trolling Matt. So he's still kind of in character, just a different character. You talk about being a court jester. He is their court jester.
God,
Sam Riegel.
Straight up.
Yeah. Okay, but I think you said we're at an hour and a half, right? All right, cool.
The last thing I will end with.
Yeah,
sorry,
it's all good.
The other part of the whole Frankenstein play that I thought was hilarious. My oldest hated it when.
How old was he when he watched?
He
saw it?
Maybe.
He was only a year and a half.
Yeah, so he didn't know what he was watching.
Well,
he was a baby.
He was watching, but he saw his daddy fighting.
Oh, that's what it was. Because you were kind of the bad guy. You were kind of the.
But he didn't register that I was the bad guy.
And you were acting. He didn't know. He's too little to
understand.
He
couldn't tell the difference because it was daddy up on stage.
To be fair, there's a lot of adults
like getting roughed up and whatnot, and it would upset him so much. My wife had to literally take him out of the theater because he was crying and being all upset. When I finally got done with my part and my character was done, I had to go out of the thing, go and see him so he knew that daddy was okay. It was adorable and heartbreaking.
I know. So I can't blame. He was too little to understand what was going on, what dad was doing. He was acting. He didn't know. But to be fair, there are a lot of adults who don't understand the difference between acting and like reality, like fiction and reality.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know? So by the way, when Squid Game came out, there was this big hullabaloo. A lot of people equated it to it was a real thing that was taking people who had gambling addictions and stuff and pretty much like monetizing and murdering them, basically, like using them as people fodder. There were a lot of people who thought Squid Game was real whenever it first came out. And there are a lot of things like that. It's a fictional show, you know what I mean? But it's true. Look it up. There are a lot of people who theorize that, oh, this is real. And people got paranoid about it. So there are a lot of adults who can't tell the difference between fiction and reality.
All right, well, we've dragged this on long enough. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave us a like, a comment, and share it with your friends, your family, even a household pet, or just whoever else you think might enjoy listening to guys rambling about absolutely nothing.
Tell us what you thought about Hamilton and Beetlejuice, the plays. Please tell us. We want to see all the comments.
Hell, even go as far as tell us some experience you might have had in a theater group or anything of that sort of thing.
Yes.
We'd love to hear about it. So yeah, leave a comment, leave us a like, head over to our Patreon.
Yes.
And do some stuff on Patreon. Hell, if we get enough Patreon subscribers,
look,
maybe we can start doing video podcasts.
I know, yeah, and I know it will do the Bloodborne thing that we talked about. That could be something. And look, I know for a fact that our editor edits me out a lot, and so if you want to hear more of me, go to our Patreon and subscribe so that you could actually hear more of me. That'd be great. But it's true. All right, until next time. Love you guys.
To be clear, he's referring to the fact that we edit out a lot of curse words.
Yeah, I need to be sensitive, apparently. All right, see you next time.
See you all next time.
Bye.